I want to talk about some of the things that are being questioned. Obviously, Governor Huntsman, you were the ambassador to China. The president-elect is still on the defensive after his call with Taiwan's president. And then yesterday, he slammed China. He said that, quote, "Did China ask us if it was okay to devalue their currency, making it hard for our companies to compete, heavily tax our products going into their country, the U.S. doesn't tax them, or to build a massive military complex in the middle of the South China Sea? I don't think so," he says. So, Governor, given your experience as serving as ambassador to China under President Obama, what's your take on what we've heard from Donald Trump?
Well, I've worked China issues with Republicans. I've worked them with Democrats. I've been involved in this relationship for a lot of years. And this is the first time I've ever seen a real business person who understands leverage and understands a fair deal and a level playing field. A lot of people talk about it, but I sense that President Trump is going to enter the scene really understanding that you need leverage and a sense of power in the relationship with China. And so if you want to look at the theft of intellectual property, it's a $300 billion problem, and the United States has done nothing about it in recent years. I sense that he might be somebody who's going to step up and try to fix that, which would be a good thing. The problem with indigenous innovation within the domestic market in China, where U.S. firms have been crowded out on procurement, on joint ventures, on deal-making, and generally with deference shown to local entities, is a bad deal, and it's tough for U.S. companies who are trying to compete there. My sense is that President Trump would try to deal with that head-on. So trying to get a little more space in our relationship with Taiwan isn't new, Maria. That's been done before. In fact, I remember when a president by the name of Clinton, back in June of 1995, issued a visa to former Taiwan President Lee Teng-hui, allowed him to go to Cornell to give the graduation speech. China responded by sending some intermediate-range missiles over the northern Taiwan city of Keelung. And then President of Taiwan, Chen Shui-bian, found himself in a real box. Yeah. We ended up sending two carrier battle groups into the scene. Yeah. So that's another example of a Democrat trying to
That's right. I mean, I was there, and I'll say very briefly, Taiwan is a democracy. I mean, they've, in a sense, done everything the U.S. would like our allies to do. They've become a market economy. They've become a democracy. They're great trading partners, and it was always kind of foolish to me that the President of the United States or members of Congress are not even supposed to talk to the leadership of Taiwan. And so, frankly, I think it's refreshing that President Trump had this call or took this call from the President of Taiwan. And it creates a new reality for the Chinese to deal with.
I understand, but Governor, I want to ask you about this 35% tariff. I mean, you're on boards, corporate boards. Do you think this is, a sense, bullying companies to stay in America? What's your take on what he's saying to companies who want to take their business, factories and jobs outside the U.S.?
Well, I think the message should be, as opposed to just talking about a 35% tariff, this happens as part of a broader strategy of tax reform domestically, of regulatory reform. So if you go to corporate boardrooms who've invested around and say, this is one aspect of a broader strategy, I want you on my team, I want you to play ball, I think that's a winning message.
Okay, we got to jump. Gentlemen, thank you very much. Joe Lieberman, Jon Huntsman, good to see you both.